Hello everyone, welcome to the show. My name is Amanda. I am a teacher-turned-homeschool mom, and this is Raising A to Z, a place where we talk about all things homeschooling. And today I'm going to bring you on an adventure as I head to my very first homeschool conference. So I am still in my driveway, but I am getting ready to leave. I am heading over to Ottawa. I'm going to Canada for the Rideau Valley Home Educator Association homeschool conference this weekend. I'm super excited. It'll be my first time going to a homeschool conference in general, but I'm also going as a vendor. So I will be there with the True North brand showing off the curriculum, and I'm excited. So I'm going to bring you along on my adventure. The plan is it is Friday, 8 a.m. I'm leaving now. I'm hoping to get to Ottawa around, between 2 and 3. And since I'm going all the way to Ottawa, I'm definitely going to go hit up Ikea because we don't have one anywhere near here. So I'm going to go to Ikea, have a quiet night in a hotel, and then tomorrow I have to be at the Canada Baptist Church super early, like 7 a.m. to set up because the conference starts at 8. And then when the conference is over, I have to drive all the way home because my kids have a choir performance tomorrow. So it's going to be kind of a quick trip, but it's going to be fun. So come with me. We're going on an adventure. We're going to have a great time. So I've made it all the way to Ottawa. I'm now currently at Ikea. I just pulled in. It took me 6 hours, which I think is pretty good considering we live on the far side of Sudbury to get all the way here. We're doing great. So I'm here. I'm on a mission. I've been told to pick up lamps for my kids' drawing table. My husband set them up like a little drawing nook area, but there's no real good lighting. So I'm here to pick up a lamp, maybe some other things. We'll see. It's not often that I get to go through Ikea by myself. So we're going to do that. And then I'm also discovering that there's a Starbucks and a Indigo like right there. So I think I'll have a little shopping spree for me. We'll see what happens after that. Probably get some food and head back to the hotel because I need to go to bed early tonight. But let's go shopping at Ikea first. If you're ever looking for train track, Ikea has the best deal on train tracks. So this whole box is $20 and it's compatible with all other brands, which is really nice. And you can get all kinds of like just track bridges, like a little bridge set, all the different cars. It is honestly the best deal on train track ever. These IKEA picture shelves, picture ledgers, we have some and we use them for bookshelves. They're fantastic and they're like super cheap. We love them. I told myself I was only going to get one, but apparently that means one of each, because that's 4 as that piece lily is 5. So we're going to get some new plants today. So I did Ikea. And if you don't go to Ikea and get ice cream, then like, what's the point of going to Ikea? Really, being honest. I did find the lamps. I like those ones. We have one already on my husband's work table. We like them because there's no base. They like clamp onto the edge of the table, so it doesn't take up room on a small table, which is really nice. So I got 2, so both of the girls can have one on each side. I was thinking 1 would be enough, but my husband and the kids said we needed 2, so we got 2. I had a couple plants die on me this past winter, and IKEA always has such good plants. So I was thinking maybe 1, maybe 2 plants. I got 5. It is what it is. They were on sale. not on sale, but like they were a good price. And I need some new plants. So I'm done here. Probably gonna hit up Chapters. Then I'm gonna get something to eat, I guess, for dinner. And then I'm gonna go back to the hotel, or go to the hotel. I haven't been there yet. So let's do that. Adding some Canadian books to our library. We already have this one. I'm gonna look at some of these other ones. I'm getting these ones for sure. So I just arrived at my hotel room. It is nothing fancy. I am not a fancy hotel person. Like a nice hotel is nice, but like I don't really care, especially since I'm just sleeping here. As long as it's clean, I couldn't really care less. So this is where I'm sleeping tonight. Just regular old room, but it's about 6 o'clock. I did eat dinner. I'm gonna hang out, probably do a little bit of work, and go to bed early. That is my plan. We'll see what happens, but I'm just gonna hang out. I got some snacks. I'm a little mad because I forgot my popcorn at home. I had a bag of popcorn, and because I forgot it at home, I had to buy snacks. I spent $10 on a bag of chips and a chocolate bar. So note to self in the future, make sure that you bring your snacks with you, because I don't like spending $10 on a bag of chips. But it is what it is. I'm here now, and I'm just gonna hang out, and that's gonna be what it is. Also, I was the weirdo who brought my plants in because it's still cold here, and I don't want them to freeze in the car. So I had to bring my plants into the hotel, and I'm sure people think I'm crazy because who brings plants with them to a hotel? But oh well, it is what it is. Good morning. It's about 6:15. I woke up at 5:30. My plan was to get up at 5:45, but I had to go to the bathroom, and I was like 15 minutes early. Good thing, because while I did set an alarm for yesterday, I set it for 5:45 p.m. So I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna go find some breakfast. Not sure what we're gonna do about breakfast for today, because normally I do try to book a hotel that has breakfast included, but all the hotels when I was booking that had breakfast included were like almost $75 more than this one, and I'm not paying $75 to eat breakfast. You know what I mean? So we're gonna go find, I don't know, I'm gonna go find like a Tim Hortons or a Starbucks or something and get some breakfast food, and then we're gonna go to the event center, which is the Canada Baptist Church. From there, we're going to set up. So that's the plan for this morning. We're gonna get ready to go, kind of quickly pack up, and then start the day at our first conference ever. Ready to go. I did a poll on my Instagram and TikTok about what I should wear to this conference, and this was the winner. Although everyone said to wear the black flats, I went with the white sneakers because I don't know if I have a chair or if I'm gonna be standing all day. And it was funny because like all the questions and like a lot of the comments were like, you want to go either like really professional or really casual, which I thought was a weird way of putting it, because they were suggesting either like something with like a blazer or a jacket or like jeans and a sweatshirt. So I don't know, this is what I went with. It was $20 from Old Navy. I think it's super cute. I just want some really basic white sneakers. I did clean them before I left. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna go get some breakfast, and then we're gonna make our way over to the conference to set up. So let's do this. So I got some breakfast. I got a grilled cheese at Starbucks because it's 20 grams of protein and we got protein goals. So that was a solid breakfast, and it's on sourdough, which is kind of nice. For a morning drink, I got a hot chocolate with a peppermint pump. which is kind of my favorite at Starbucks. And then I got a nice green tea lemonade for later. So I'm just like not even gonna drink this right now. That way I have a drink in the afternoon when I get tired. And I really like it because they just changed the recipe on this to no sweetener added. So it's just iced tea and lemonade. So it's a lot less sweet. And this whole thing's like, I think they said it's 70 calories for venti, which is a nice option and it tastes really good. So that's what we're gonna do. I just pulled in and I'm gonna go start setting up and find my table and all that. So let's go. We're here. So I'm here. I'm glad I brought a bigger tablecloth because they ended up giving me a slightly bigger table than I was anticipating. But I'm right at the entrance. And now I'm gonna set up my table. Want to see me do it?
Circles, and I think regardless of who you are, regardless of your circumstances, who you are today, you're in this room, and I feel like every single one of us could use a little dose of hope.
This is on my list. Morning basketball. I already bought all my curriculum, but I guess I'm coming back for more later. Hello. So I just left the conference. Literally, the parking lot shares a parking lot with a Starbucks. So that's where I'm at. And I'm going to give you my feedback on the conference. It was good. I enjoyed it. As a vendor, it was decent. It was a nice turnout. Lots of new faces for me to interact with. I got to see some of you guys. Shout out if I saw you here. And it was a nice experience to come and, see what a conference was like. There was a small hitch at the beginning because I, as well as many of the vendors, were told that we needed to be there and set up by 7, get there at 7 and set up by 8. That was not accurate. We didn't actually have to be set up until 10. So I was there for a solid 3 hours before the vendor hall opened, which made for a very long day. I will say that. It was an accident. It was a mistake. Registration opened at 8, but we as vendors did not actually have to be there until 10. Now, because I was there early, I did get to see the keynote speaker, who is Rebecca Spooner from, is it Spooner? She's the mom behind Gather Round. And so I did get to listen to her talk, and it was nice. It's nice to hear some encouragement. And then I unfortunately didn't get to hear any other sessions because I was sitting at, obviously, my table and talking to a bunch of homeschool parents and talking about True North history. But it was a great experience. If you are able to go to a homeschool conference, I highly recommend it. There's just something about gathering with people who are doing the same thing you are doing, especially when you're doing something that's not the norm. You know what I mean? The one thing I will say that I do feel for is for homeschoolers who are not Christian. First off, there's not a lot of homeschool conferences to begin with. Ontario has the most, I think, and they've got 2, maybe 3. That's for the size of the province and the number of people. You'd think there'd be more. There's not. And they're all religious based, which is great if that's where you are as a homeschooler. But I have had several people reach out since posting about this over on my socials and asking if I know of any secular ones. And unfortunately, I don't. Even just in general across Canada, I don't know of very many not Christian conferences. And that's kind of unfortunate. I wish there was more options for just homeschooling conferences in general, where, you know, you could go and feel comfortable. Because I will say some of these sessions were very faith-based. And if that was not your vibe, you're not going to enjoy it, right? And so, but even if you did, I know some people who came to this one were here for the vendor hall only. Obviously they were local. You could get a vendor hall pass and just come and check out the curriculum. And that's kind of a nice option too, because you actually get to go and like open a book and see it. You were able to go and look at, like, the Learning House had a whole bunch of curriculum that some of it you could buy, some of it they'd place an order for you, which was nice. There's a whole bunch of other curriculum companies, Math UC, Right Start Math, Classical Conversations, Christian Light. There was a college there. So there are some great options and advantages of coming to a conference if you can. Even if you just come to like open books and like take a look at them. It just helps you know what you're buying. But I will definitely want to do more conferences in the future. I'm looking forward to possibly maybe next year venturing outside of Ontario to some homeschool conferences. If you have been to a homeschool conference, please let me know. Shout out to where you've been, because I would love to go visit somewhere like close to where I have followers and people want to see it. So yeah, I just stopped at Starbucks again, because there's no Starbucks between here and Sudbury, which is a 6-hour drive. But I did stop. I got a iced green tea lemonade. I don't drink coffee, which might surprise some of you guys. So stopping at Timmy's is not really an option because there's nothing there I like to drink. So I got some iced tea, so at least I have a little bit of caffeine. The weather is nice. I have a couple of hours of sun. I got a sandwich at Starbucks, so I'm kind of ready to go. And so I'm going to start the 6-hour drive home. Thank you for coming on this homeschool conference journey with me. Subscribe, click the bell so you get notifications about more videos. Let me know if this is fun for you to have like adventure videos like this. And I will see you guys next week when I do some more of my regular scheduled content where I answer questions for you guys and not just come on adventures with me. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.